Have you ever had someone push you so far that you finally snap? Not out of anger, but because they left you no other choice? That moment where every part of you says, "All right, enough is enough." That was me. Because the HOA didn't just complain or try to set rules, they tried to seize something I built, paid for, and owned, my private road. And what happened next shocked the entire neighborhood. I never wanted conflict. I moved onto this land because I wanted peace, quiet, space, and freedom, not neighborhood politics, drama, or power games. The first year living there was perfect. Sunsets over the field, dogs running free, and no noise except crickets at night. But I'm gonna ask you something from the heart. Before this gets intense, please subscribe, because these stories deserve to be heard and I'd love to have you with me on this ride. And trust me, you don't want to miss the rest of this one. Everything changed when the HOA formed. New neighbors, new board, and suddenly people who never built anything on this land were acting like they owned every inch of it, including the long private driveway leading to my property. That driveway existed years before the HOA was even imagined. And if you're watching this, hit subscribe, because this is where things get crazy. The first warning came in the form of a neatly folded letter placed inside a glossy HOA envelope. It claimed that my driveway was now a shared community access point, and I was expected to leave it open and maintain it for everyone. I laughed, thinking it was a misunderstanding or maybe even a prank. But nope, this was just the beginning. Soon, strangers started using my road like it was a public freeway. Cars I didn't recognize drove past my house. People walked their dogs on it, and some even treated it like a park trail. My security cameras caught a kid drawing on the asphalt with chalk while his mom watched and waved like everything was normal. And that's when I started realizing they weren't asking for permission, they were taking it. Then came the second letter, this one aggressive, bold red stamp across the top reading, "Notice of non-compliance." It stated that because I restricted community usage, I would be fined $1,500 if I locked my own gate again. Reading that letter made my blood boil, not because of the amount, but because of the disrespect. My land, my road, my responsibility, not theirs. I went down to the HOA office to speak with them face to face. The HOA president, Karen, because of course, smiled like she'd already won something. She said, "Once the board votes, it becomes policy. The road is part of the community now." That was the moment I knew. This wasn't confusion. This was a takeover. So, I did what they didn't expect. I researched property maps, land records, legal easement laws, everything. And it turned out, not only was the road fully private, it was permanently registered as a private easement protected by the county. Meaning no vote, no policy, no HOA decision could claim it. I hired a lawyer and showed him the documents. He shook his head and laughed, saying, "I've seen HOA overreach, but this is insane." So together, we drafted a cease and desist demanding the HOA stop trespassing and acknowledge my ownership. Instead of complying, they doubled down. They issued a second fine, this time $3,000, and a warning that failure to cooperate may result in legal escalation. Legal escalation? Against me? On my land? At that point, I went from irritated to determined. If they wanted to play legal hardball, I'd give them a game they'd regret. That's when the idea hit me. If they wanted to use my road so badly, then fine. They could pay for it. Not in fines, but in tolls. So I installed a full commercial toll gate with keypad access, surveillance, and automated billing. The next morning, HOA board members rolled up to the gate, confused. Karen marched up to it like she owned the place and demanded I remove it immediately. My lawyer calmly stepped forward and handed her paperwork. "According to state commercial access statute," he said, If you claim this road serves public function, you pay. She turned red, jaw clenched, eyes bulging like she'd swallowed a lemon. You can't charge us to use this road? She yelled. My lawyer smiled. You already argued it's community property. Community property means community cost. Silence. Beautiful silence. And so it began. Every time someone from the HOA wanted to use my road, they paid. Cars beeped, the gate lifted, the toll charged, and I watched it all from my porch like it was a live comedy show. The HOA had no choice, either admit they were wrong or keep paying. Residents soon started asking questions. Why are we paying tolls? Doesn't the road belong to him? Why is the HOA forcing us to use this road? Slowly, the truth leaked, and people were furious. A community meeting was called, standing room only. Karen tried explaining, spitting excuses, blaming miscommunication. But then a retired military guy stood up and said loud and clear, You tried to steal his property. Own it. The room erupted with anger. Within minutes, Karen resigned, and honestly, it was long overdue. The new board reached out to me respectfully and professionally, something I wish happened from the beginning. They apologized, covered my toll installation cost, all legal fees, and signed a permanent agreement acknowledging the road as private property forever. No access. No claim. No argument ever again. Now, the toll system is still there, not because they need to use it, but because sometimes other contractors or service trucks do. And every month, that system brings in money I never planned on earning, but now enjoy. Sometimes justice comes with interest. And here's the lesson I learned. Some people don't understand boundaries unless they're forced to. Some people only respect what costs them something. And sometimes the best revenge is simply enforcing what's already yours. If you're listening to this, remember, your voice matters. Your rights matter. Nobody has the right to control what you've earned, built, or protected. And if someone tries to take advantage of you, stand firm, stay calm, and handle it smart. And hey, if you want more stories like this, hit subscribe, because the HOAs of the world aren't done trying, and neither am I.